Hello, my name's Jo Webb and I'm a trustee of SILIP. I work as Head of Library Learning and Teaching at Sheffield Hallam University, and I'm also a governor at two very different inner city Leicester primary schools. The book I've chosen is relevant to some of the information I've shared. It's called Killing Honour by Bally Ray, one of his books set in the vibrant multicultural city, a place that both he and I love. I'm afraid I haven't got a copy of the book to show you, but it's widely available in print and as an e-book. Bally Ray is a Leicester legend. Quite a lot, though not all of his books, are based in and around the city where both of us live. I've always had a weakness for novels written in places I know, and this is the first one of his books that I read. The descriptions are so vivid and so accurate that I still see things, sometimes through the lens of his writing. It's especially interesting because he grew up not far away from where I live. We use the same library, and I recognise street names, road layouts, bars, shops and schools from and around the city. Now, I also recognise the people. These are my neighbours, the people I see in coffee shops, students I've taught, and just people everywhere. Back to the book. Killing Honour is a young adult book, and it explores themes of family life, arranged marriage, internet safety and domestic violence. It's written from the perspective of Sat, a teenage boy from a fairly traditional, reasonably wealthy Sikh family. Now, Sat does all the usual kinds of things that teenagers do, including flirting at school, being self-conscious about how you look, especially when he gets told off by his mates for having crumbs from a sneaky pasty. He's the youngest in his family and the most westernised. His more traditional sister, Jazz, has married one of the wealthy Atwell brothers in an arranged marriage. Now, from the outset of this marriage, Jazz gets quieter and more reserved, but Sat's too busy with his own life, school, girlfriend, football, to think about it. Then, not long after the wedding, Jazz disappears. The Atwells say that Jazz has run away with a Muslim boyfriend, using evidence from a Facebook account that shows her messaging him, much to the disgrace of Jazz and Sat's family. Sat's parents are deeply ashamed of the dishonour brought onto the family, and Jazz is an outcast. Sat isn't convinced that this story rings true of Jazz, especially when he discovers that Taz's brother's wife has also disappeared, and he starts to investigate. The Atwell brothers might be rich, but they're really dodgy, and they've got even dodgier friends. Now, I can't say any more without ruining the plot, except that Sat puts himself at huge emotional and personal risk by trying to find out what's happened and do what's right, not through an honour code, but by acting honourably. This is a thought-provoking and unsettling book, based in part within the Leicester Sikh community, but it's a clearly recognisable British setting. It's got great narrative drive. It's a really well-plotted thriller with exciting elements, and it's written from a variety of perspectives, not just Sat's voice. It's also quite straightforward to read in terms of vocabulary, language, and chapter length, so it's really accessible. It's not a cosy read. It contains scenes of sex and violence, but it's important, exploring those notions of honour and shame relevant far beyond the specific community. And I think the exploration of domestic violence and abuse is really important. To finish up, I found this book vivid, compelling and memorable. Sometimes we like to read to escape to another place, but it's also good to read or make up stories from the things that we see around us. And this is one of those books. Finally, I hope you enjoy reading this book, and when all of this is over, do invite Bally to come to your school. He's a great speaker. So all the best and good luck.